This conference will now be recorded.
All right, appreciate you jumping on, Tommy. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Can you hear us all right?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, roll. We good.
Roger. So Dustin, one of the kind of the reasons we got you coming in this evening is, we've seen some inconsistencies with performance and things like that when it comes to the leadership position. And we've had conversations in the past when it, about, kind of following directives and things like that. And we've seen that not happen from you. And so honestly, kind of what we're going to be doing is having you step down as a squad leader.
So what directives are not followed?
Well, honestly, as easily as today, when we were sitting down having lunch, directly in front of me, you called scheduling and put a job on you and didn't let me know anything.
I just got told. I sat there and told you I've got to put a job on me for a carrier. You send me a service number, literally in front of you.
That's the thing is you said Carrie asked me to put a job on me and
wanted me to take a job for a customer that he needed to come and do that.
Correct.
Him and Brian both couldn't do it, so I was like, okay.
Correct. And at that point, you never told me that you were going to do that job. You never asked me if that was cool. You just did it. Okay. And we've seen that happen in the past where you just put jobs on you, i.e. personal sales, things like that, and have never let me know about it. And I put out a directive little over 2 months ago, I don't know the exact date, about no one is to call into scheduling and change any jobs around unless I'm notified first.
So personal sales is supposed to go to somebody else? I mean, if they accidentally put it on someone else's work order when I specifically tell the salesperson to put it on me and they don't do it, how is that?
So I guess, why wouldn't you have called Derek to ask to let Derek know what is going on?
I didn't know we had to have permission for a personal sale.
No, I'm just talking about in general when you have an issue or something. Why wouldn't Derek be involved in the conversation when there's an issue that comes up with your schedule or something? I'm asking you a question. I'm not like giving you direct.
No, Derek knows, and I don't know why he's not saying this, but I call him 99% of the time, okay. More or less 100% if it has something to do with my schedule, okay. Unless it's a personal sale that gets, like, because a lot of times they'll put something on Dustin Rouse, okay. For some reason, but it's supposed to go on me for like a personal sale. That one today, I sat there right in front of you and said something about it, about that job. Like, hey, I need to go do a job. I need to put it on me.
Mm-hmm. And
I took that as, him understanding that I was going to do that, okay. But that's my bad. Okay. But, on the same token, like, I understand, like, I get where you're coming from, but why am I the first person getting in trouble for this one? Well, some other people have been doing this, and i.e. Eric, and he is not getting rid of
We're not here to have conversations about other people. We're here to have conversations.
You gotta be fair to everybody, and everyone's got to follow the same reprimand. So he's been doing this, and it's been a long history, but you haven't written him up about that at all. We just had that conversation with all the Louisiana guys today.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
and that is part of.
I get why I'm in trouble because of that. Okay, I get that.
So, hold on real quick, because I want to make sure, Tommy, if you want to interject, you definitely. You hear me? Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're driving, so I know it's you cutting in and out and stuff. So, I think what we need to kind of loop this, or the understanding of this needs to be, this is not just about you moving jobs and stuff like that. Like, this is not, that may have been what the initial term was when we first started this conversation, but this is an overall thing, man. Like your entire group, the entire East Texas area there needs to be some changes made. And you said that to me. We definitely need to be some changes made. And so we don't want you to feel like, all right, this is just, okay, this is a Dustin thing. There's a lot of changes that need to be made. But the initial thing is there's been conversations between you, Derek, Tommy, about several things over a long span, okay? Whether it's moving jobs, whether it's going home, whether it's different things that have came up that you've had conversations with Tommy, right? right? So you haven't had any conversations with Tommy about
moving? I mean,
not,
the only time
don't just pick on moving jobs.
No. The
whole
only
thing.
time me and Tommy really talked is the last. A lot of that was I wish. Rest of it was
Right. Leave out the personal stuff. I'm just saying, just the squad leader things, the things that you should be doing or shouldn't be doing, or directives or things like that.
Leader, I've never had a conversation with Tommy about a squad leader position.
Derek.
So the one thing that I can say as far as just in regards to this, because the one thing we're not going to do is spend like an hour dancing around all of this. There was a conversation that I know that we had I want to say it was a go-to meeting, and it was in regards to an issue as far as moving some jobs around and whatnot, and or going home early on a schedule or something like that to that effect. It was a few months back. But I know that there was one in terms of that. There hasn't been a direct conversation between just you and I, Dustin, but there have been a couple of different conversations that we've had. There have been, conversations that, we know that even at the, what was it, maybe the, whatever the start of the whole, even we can even go back as far as the start of the Saturday shift change type stuff. There's been a few in terms of the ones that I've been directly involved in. May not have been just one-on-one with you and I, but there have been several conversations. And then what is getting around to that as well is that not just with me, but you have had a couple of conversations with Derek as well. And as Eric mentioned, this isn't a let's sit down and make this. Dustin is the only one having any type of adjustments, because these are changes that are being made. Everything that happens isn't going to be like, oh, well, somebody's in trouble and we're going to sit here and talk about pointing the finger on different people. What we're here to talk about today is the changes that are going to be made with you. There will be other changes made, and that will be handled by us. So that you can rest assured. And that you're hearing directly from me as well. So you can take that all the way to the bank, and we can leave that alone, unless they don't happen. And if they don't happen, then that's where we'll deal with that when that time comes. But I'm telling everybody that's there now, as witnesses as well, there will be changes made. So I hope that's understood.
Sorry.
All right. So yeah,
So basically what it is we're going to have you step aside as a squad leader, and we're going to give someone else the opportunity to get in that role and take that role over. You're a hard worker, Dustin. You take care of your jobs, you take care of your customers. That's not what we're saying at all. But we want to still keep working hard and keep developing. Don't get me wrong. We want to make sure that we're learning something new every day and getting stronger every day and building upon what we've already have. As a pro, as a employee of Vivint. That's what we're asking. That's what we're going to do, and we just want to kind of see what your thoughts on that are.
That is what it is.
Yeah, man. So one of the things I want to make sure that we all on the same page on is, like, of course, this is not something that you are happy about. I understand. This is not something that any of us want to be sitting here talking about. I understand that. We all understand that. But if you can't come from and be honest about, I think that's part of what has been lacking out here, is that honesty with each other, to say the least. And based on your gesture just now, that's probably an understatement.
With any of us on the team, I can tell you that.
Okay, then
we talk. Everybody on the team. Our problem is training from our manager.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Just in point, what we had today, the blow up we had today. Mm-hmm. Not me and you.
Yep.
But Louisiana, that could have been. It all stems from you down.
Okay. So when Tommy just mentioned that there's changes that are being made, that's part of it. We're all trying to help each other get better. All right. Derek is the first one who will tell you, or Derek is has also came to us and wants to get better, just like we've all talked about, individually, that you guys want to get better as well. But we can't get better unless we do it as a team. Of course, there's going to be feelings hurt. Of course, people are going to be pissed and upset. That's understandable, but we got to move forward because nothing is going to come out of being pissed for the next month, the next 2 months, the next 3 months. This is a job. Things change, people change, and we got to move forward. And so for me and from my standpoint, as I come out and I'm helping you guys, all of you, not just the leadership guys, but all of everybody that's on this team, Derek, there has to be an understanding that there has to be honesty there. You guys can't hold your emotions in and not be honest about what it is you have problems with. But you also can't be naive and not say, hey, I'm fucking up myself as well. I'm not doing the things that I know I need to do, that I've been directed to do. And it has to be a two-way lane, a two-way street. And it has not been that way out here. It has not. It's been a one-way street for each person have their own issues, to be pissed about whatever, this and that. And it can't be that way if you're going to grow as an individual, and if this team is going to grow the way that you want it to grow and the way the rest of this team wants to grow. And so I'm saying all that negative, all the frustration and shit that you have, you got to say something about it. You got to share it versus holding it in until something pops and then you just blow up and you say or do whatever you probably don't really want to do or say. Everybody out here has to grow. Everybody, including myself. Tommy, we all trying to grow. But you got to understand that we can't grow if you're not telling us what you really feel and if you're not doing the things that you should be doing. And I'm not just saying it to you. This is to everybody. Everybody got a part to play in the inconsistency of this team. Everybody. And so you got to look in the mirror, Dustin. You got to look at it from your standpoint and say, hey, you know what? This is a setback. That this is not the end. Like you came in, I'm sure you probably thought you was going to get fired. Nope.
I had no idea what was going on.
It's not like that. Every situation, there has to be an adjustment made in order to take the next couple of steps forward. It's an adjustment that you're gonna have to make, and it doesn't mean, okay, that's the end of your ability to move up in this company. That's why you came here, was to move up, to grow, to make it a career. That's this decision, this situation is not the ending point for you. What it is, all right, either you're gonna go this way or you're gonna go that way. You're gonna walk out of here, you're gonna be pissed for a couple of hours, a couple of days, understandable, still be professional, still do what you got to do, but then you move on and you continue to grow and get your position back, to get an even better position back. That's the options that you got here, man. And I'm telling you, Derek is trying to get better. He's trying to get better. We're here. We're here as a team. I didn't drive all the way out here for nothing. Tommy's not here or on this coach meeting for nothing. We are here to help each other. If he's failing, if you failing, I'm failing, Tommy failing. And that's what we've been doing, is failing. So when I say you gotta take ownership and accountability for the things that you've done in the past, however far back, recently, whatever, you do just like Derek has to. And so you gotta move on from this. Don't let this be what it's about. Every time you put on your Vivian clothes, you're left thinking about, oh, well, they didn't give a shit about me. They took me out of my position. It's not that type of situation, man. And I can tell you from my standpoint, as I'm out here working with you guys, that's not how I roll and that's not how I operate. That's not how Derek is gonna operate. And I know damn well that's not how Tommy operates. So you gotta move forward, move on, and continue to try to progress yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta get to where you need to be before you can lead and do anything else with anybody here. And that's what this is about. Dustin getting himself in the rhythm that he needs to be in. And once you're in the rhythm that you need to be in, you're handling your business the way it needs to be handled, the way Tommy, Derek needs you to handle it, then the doors get open to other opportunities. But this is where we are right now, and I want to make sure from my standpoint that we on the same page. You got anything for me? All right?
And to add on to that, this morning when we were talking with the Louisiana guys, what's the first thing I said? This is my failure. I have failed, right? That's the truth. I admit it. That's why I've been spending time talking to Eric, talking to Tommy, because I went to them and said, I'm making no progress. I'm failing at what I'm doing. I need some help. It took a while for me to admit that to myself And it took even harder for me to go to my peers and say, I'm making a mistake, I'm screwing up. It hurt me as a person, right? And now I'm learning from that. I have to build on that. And that's what we're asking you to do. It's a setback for me and it's a setback for you right now. And that's where we're going to grow as a team, because we are going to have setbacks. We are going to have mistakes that are made. And what we do is we learn from those mistakes. So that's honestly what I can say, on that portion of it, because I know that you're upset, right? I put myself in your shoes, I'd be upset as well.
Dude, I'm more upset. I'm not upset about you taking me out of that position. It is what it is on that. I'm more upset that you're not consistent with anything you do with anyone on this team with reprimanding at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Like that thing today with Louisiana, you've known about it since April.
You're absolutely right.
This. So I mean, so I'm in this position because you haven't been consistent with helping any of us with anything. That's, it is what it is on that. I mean, I take ownership of the fact that I did what I did today. I really thought you understood that. And the other stuff, I really can't recall anything else. If there's other stuff, I'm sure you know about it. I mean, I'm sure you can remind me. But I don't know of any other time that I've done anything other than when I went to you about something and asked you. I come to you about everything with my schedule except that one today because you're sitting right in front of me. And the fact that anything else, I mean, I'm not sure what else about the squad leader position I wasn't doing, because there's no criteria for us to go by. There's been no training that you've given us.
You're absolutely right. And that's part of.
So it's kind of like I'm screwed in my position that I was in because you did nothing to help me.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut in here real quick and say this. So the squad leader position is a position that we created, right? So it's not an actual legitimate position like a team trainer, right? So I just want to make sure that you understand from that standpoint.
Because I get asked that question. I got to ask because a comment you made today, I got asked that question by every Louisiana guy, because that comment you made when Jason was like, well, we feel that it should be a squad leader. Something about squad leader, you said, well, we picked the most qualified person. And they took it as you pretty much told all of them they weren't qualified. So they asked me, what's the qualifications? I said, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So I had no idea what the qualifications are.
That'll be cleared up. But there's no position within Vivian that's for squad.
Well, yeah, because
it's only regional FSM team trainer.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. So just so you know, you're getting screwed out of a position because it's not a true position. It's a position we created to like an apprentice role.
Yeah.
For a team trainer in FSM. So just so you know,
that needs to be clarified. Just be clear.
That's happening.
When they ask me that, I'm like,
that is happening.
That'll definitely be cleared up. But from your standpoint, when we say, like you said, hey, I take ownership of the things that, with the schedule. And I'm not sure why we keep layering it around the schedule thing, but that's
I don't
not
know anything else that I've done.
Okay, so
if you want to let me know, I can take it.
I'll hand that part of it off to Tommy and Derek, because they've been in those conversations with you.
Yeah.
And Tommy, if you want to elaborate on anything outside of what you already have said about some of the conversations you've been a part of, then you can.
Or if there's something you need to tell me that I need to improve on.
I can, just to I can throw in a piece of this whole schedule thing, and we can kind of be done with it, because I really don't want it to be completely evolving around the schedule thing. But just to clear up, as far as not recalling any other meetings, I know specifically that we were involved in a go-to meeting. I want to say it was either a go-to meeting or a phone call. It had to have been, I don't know how many months ago it was. It could have been 4 months ago, 6 months ago. I don't remember exactly, but I know that there was a job that you were called about, and I think they tried to get you to take the job, or they put it on your schedule because they wanted you to take it. It was going to push your schedule pretty much to the edge of your time. you actually needed to get home early, a little bit early that day, which you did end up getting home a little bit early that day. And that job ended up going to someone else, where the job was actually moved around or something like that to that effect. As far as the 100% detail down to every word, I don't recall all of that, but I do absolutely recall that situation where it was an install involved, and then we found out as far as there was contact to scheduling in regards to it. So I know for a fact that was a conversation that we did have.
Okay. Derek, have you had any other conversations with Dustin that are based around some of the things that he needs? You talked to him about, hey, he needs to kind of get better at, work at, anything like that?
As far as scorecard stuff like that, we've had numerous conversations. But as far as personal building, again, moving jobs around, we've talked about it a couple times. Don't and I know I keep going back to talking to scheduling. That's conversations that we've had. Have I recapped them? No. But we've had those conversations on the telephone a couple times, and that's been a lot of our conversations.
Okay. So I want to make sure, because as Tommy said, and I agree 100% with him, we're kind of talking in circles and wasting each other's times at this point. That decision has been made to have you come out of the role for right now. Sure. Like I said, that doesn't mean that role can't be given back if you work for if you want it, number one. Number two, if you want to work for it just like anybody else. That's up to you. That's up to you. And I can tell you from my standpoint, you have the ability to be a squad leader, team trainer. That's the reality. But the focus, the things that I know that all of you want to have, and I know there's frustrations on everybody's level and stuff like that, but you got to see past all that bullshit. Like, you have to see past all of it, and you got to always do what's right, not just for yourself, but for the team. The team has to be put first and foremost when it comes to leading people. And I'm saying for everybody on this team, not just the guys that are in leadership or were in leadership or whatever, I'm saying that this has to be a point for everybody in this on this team to understand. Yeah, there's been some shortfalls from the leadership side, from the pro side as well. There's blame on both sides. So we can't sit here and throw the blame at one another. Everybody got blame here. And all we doing by saying, all right, this person didn't do this person don't do that, all we doing is chucking the blame at the wall. The blame and it starts with you as a person and you as yourself. You got to look in the mirror. You're the only person who can you control. Only you. So that's where it got to start. You can sometimes, but it starts with you, man. It starts with you, and that's what this is about. There are going to be changes. When you say accountability, and I want to make sure to address that as well. When you say people are not being held accountable, maybe not held accountable to the level of what you expect. But I can tell you there is going to be, and there has been accountability being held. And Tommy will tell you that as well. But we need you to understand, man, that this is not like, all right, the end for Dustin. All right, let me go start looking for another job. Unless you want to, unless you feel like this is not a good place for you. In that case, then that's your choice. But I think Tommy I'm sure will interject here in a moment. Nobody's telling you, all right, you need to start looking for another job. What we're saying is you need to work on yourself just like everybody else needs to work on themselves. And that's how you get better, not just as a manager, but as a man and as a father. Is getting better yourself. Before you can go take her and try to run other teams, other markets, other companies and stuff like that, you got to make sure home is taken care of first. And it starts with you right now. Getting yourself in line with what is about to happen within your team, within everything else that's going on, even within our region. So that's where it is for me, and I need you to understand that, man. This is not, as I told you before, Derek and I, Tommy, we're going to help. You're going to see a huge difference in East Texas. But you got to be in line with what those plans are. And if you're not, then I'm going to say it, and I'm sure Derek and Tommy will back me up, then yeah, we are going to say, hey, maybe you need to go find something else. Because maybe this is just not for you. But there are going to be changes. There are going to be things that are going to be happening that is very different. That's going to make people feel very uncomfortable. But it's needed in order for things to operate in a consistent manner out here. So that's from my standpoint. Tommy, Derek, I mean, I'm good. You got something directly.
Yep. No. And that's. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it can wait till the end. It's just about what, all right, pretty much so how's that gonna affect my schedule now? Because I was Monday through Thursday, then I went to Wednesday through Saturday for my turn.
Mhm.
So
I think that's a question for Tommy to
Yeah.
answer. Tommy,
Did you hear that question, Tommy?
Yeah. You said, how's that going to affect your schedule?
Yeah.
That may change. Just simply put. I mean, we can look to work with you on it, but it may change. That's pretty much what I got for you. I mean, not that we're going to be like, hey, you got to change next week or nothing like that. We do understand, that you have accommodations that you got to try to take care of and stuff like that. No problem. But
I ain't worried about that.
say what?
I can finish out that, like, whatever it is, like Wednesday through Saturday, if y'all want me to finish out, the rotation, I don't know, that's fine with me. I was just trying to figure out so I can plan accordingly, like if I'm staying on Wednesday through Saturday, then I need to work that out with my child's mom.
Right. That's exactly what I was mentioning to you. I know that you have accommodations that you have to take care of, which means that. So that's exactly what I'm saying, is that we're not going to just make a change and say this is happening, and when it's happening, we're going to work with you on that and allow you time to do that. But more than likely, it will change.
Okay.
So, are we good on that one?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So what I was gonna lead into and say as well, this is about changes. Don't, just like it's been said, don't see this as, okay, well, the only change that's happening is me and things like that. Look at what is actually going on right now. There's a change. Eric is in the room with you right now. There's a difference. There are changes being made. Yes, there's a change that's being made with you, but even that in itself, there is a change. So we have to identify this stuff. We have to acknowledge and see, okay, there actually are changes happening, and they're not just with me. There's a discussion that is going on right now that is a big discussion right now. And there's another FSM in the room to help guide through this as a proper coaching situation, and to handle this in a better way, in a new way, in a different way. That is a change, and that is a change that's been issued right now and immediately. There will be more of them that will follow, and it's in the sense of more people wanting to get better. Just like Eric said, myself, and how the support is being put forward towards your team, to Derek, to you all, period. No matter what, this is a change in itself. The way this is being handled, this discussion, the fact that there's a support system in place right now, that's a change. And just like it's been said, I can promise you there will be more changes. So yes, there will be some uncomfortable ones. Yes, there will be some easier ones, but there will be changes. And that's what everybody says that they want, and now we're getting them.
all right, anybody got anything?
No, the only thing I gotta say, Dustin, is, I mean, we talk about the change and everything, and that's part of, like Tommy was saying, I just want to kind of reiterate that. That's why Eric is here, because, he's helping me become a better person, better leader. Tommy is helping me, and that's my ultimate goal, is to be able to help this team be better at everything they do. And it starts with me, right? Because I got to get up every morning and look at the mirror, right? And like I said previously, I think you're a great person, great guy, great worker. You're dedicated to taking care of the customers, and we appreciate that. So this is, just a minor setback on a right now, but we're going to gain a lot from this. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with that, and I appreciate it, you know. Does anybody else have anything?
No, man, just like I said, when you have concerns, frustrations, anger, you got, of course, do it professionally, of course, but you can't hold that stuff in. You got to share it. You got to share it. You got to say something. And that's to Derek, to Tommy, and myself when I'm involved in things. You got to say it, man, because all this is a lot of built up frustrations and stuff from whatever it may be, which I don't know about. But what I'm saying is we got to move forward. We got to leave everything in the past and we got to move forward. Whatever you feel about Derek, whatever you feel about your teammates, whatever you feel about Tommy, you got to move forward and you got to move on and you got to know and trust that we understand that there needs to be better things that are happening for you guys. But you guys also got to understand we gonna hold y'all accountable at a level of which you guys have not seen for what you guys are doing as well. So that's the part that I want you to understand before you walk out this door is, yes, you said it, man. People reprimands. I don't like reprimand. The word reprimands. Accountability is what I like to say. Everybody has to be held accountable from Tommy all the way down. And this is what this is about. And please know that this is not, as Tommy said, this is not the only conversation that we're going to be having. So you got to understand that we have your best interest at heart. We want you to be successful. We want you to provide for your family. But you also got to understand we got a job to do. And what has been happening out here in East Texas has not been what you guys are capable of. And you know that. That's where it's got to change. That's where, when you hear Tommy say change, Derek say change, you hear me say change, I can assure you, we all three of us can assure you, you will be seeing changes for the good. All right? All right, man. That's all we got.
Appreciate it, Tommy.
All right, appreciate it, fellas. Let me know if y'all need anything else from me for right now. Y'all need me to hold tight or what?
Yeah, hold tight for a minute.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Have a good evening. Be safe.
All right, you got anything you want to discuss? Anything, Tommy?
Tommy, go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, I guess first, I thought you were supposed to kick it to me, Derek.
Dude, this all got
You
out of
got-
sorts, man. The dude showed up and Eric's texting me. I was on my way. It all got out of sorts.
I know, but in these types of instances, this is where practice makes perfect. A monkey wrench got through in the system, threw your shit all out of whack, man.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
stop the recording? Stop the recording. Come on, bro.